Today on Commander Replay, we're back with some more Naya Angel Reanimator, but more importantly, my face is gonna be on webcam. Next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have a bunch of new Patreon supporters in Saluna, Brian Wilson, and one returning Patreon supporter in Casey McClara. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. And be sure to check out my GoFundMe for GP Vegas, where I offer rewards like deck reviews or having your deck made into a video. Links to the GoFundMe and the video describing the details will be in the description below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Rienne Angel of Rebirth today. More importantly, guess who got a webcam? If you guessed me, that'd be correct. I am going to be on webcam today, and you guys will be able to see my face. We'll see how this goes. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. This is all new territory for me. And actually, I'm going to set up a poll on my Patreon page available to everyone, even for non-Patreons. So feel free to head over there and just vote whether you like this or not. And we'll see if that's something I'll continue in the future. So, yeah. And of course, you can always leave a comment in the video description as well. But let's take a look at this opening hand. I've already used the free mulligan. I didn't like the last hand. It was just kind of slow and didn't do all that much. This one got 3 lands. We can ramp with that thing and draw with that. I think I like that. Let's keep. And we did win the die roll, so we get to go first, and we draw into an Anger. We'll go ahead and play the Command Tower. That seems like a good one. I guess just so we can use the F8, we'll Enlighten Tutor right now. Even though strategically opponents could theoretically have something to shuffle our library or mess us up. I think this is just a case for Soul Ring right here. Try to speed us up a little bit. My plan is basically to try to get anything into play and then get this Rishkar's expertise going, and that seems like it should be a pretty good plan. So taking a look at what our opponents are playing, we have 2 new Patreon supporters in this game, and that is Fish Said Fish piloting Drakuseth Maw of Flames, a commander that is kind of cool, but I've had trouble making it work. Every time I play it, I feel like I just get comboed out, and we don't get to see so much Dragonfire. So hopefully opponents figured out some solutions to Drakuseth, and we'll see what they've got going on. And with all that, that will bring us to our turn 2. We draw into that Soul Ring that we tutored for. We'll play the... what are we doing right here? We could play a land. Well, I guess we just play... yeah, we'll just play the Sunpetal Grove. I don't think it matters too much. And then we'll play the Soul Ring. Didn't really have much else happening. So we'll do that. We'll tap out and we'll pass. Continuing on our opponents, next up we have Chaotix 2075 piloting Solkanar the Swamp King out of Legends, a card that I've always really liked. Kind of cool. If you cast a lot of black spells, you gain a lot of life. It's got Swamp Walk, so if you just drop an Urborg into play, it's unblockable. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen for 5 mana. It's not as overpowered as like something you get for 5 mana in today's world of Commander, but at the time, it was very solid, and I don't think it's a terrible card by any means now if you're looking to play something that's a little more fair. Most of the really good commanders now are kind of busted in some way, but Solkanar, very reasonable for its mana cost, so we'll see what Chaotix has got in store for us. I know he's got some interesting brews and some interesting jank that he likes to build, so we'll see what Solkanar's doing. And then finally, we have another new Patreon supporter, and that is Saruna, and they are piloting Mowu Loyal Champion, one that I wasn't even aware of, honestly. It's 3 and a green for a 3/3. It's Trample Vigilance. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put onto Mowu, put that many +1 on it instead. So this seems like a green Voltron style deck, potentially something that looks like Grun the Lonely King, but we'll see what they've got going. And that'll bring it to our turn 3. We've got this Gisela the Broken Blade, so I think we're going to play the old Gisela the Broken Blade, or actually we can cast our commander. I'll go for our commander just right here. I know Gisela's got lifelink, which is cool, but in the last game that I played with Rienne, I don't think I actually got it into play at any point, or if I did, it didn't stick around very long. So, yeah, we'll just cast the commander right here. It's got a little bit more power on it. Assuming we make that next land drop, we can hit the Rishkar's expertise, and that will give us 1 additional card draw in comparison to the Gisela. So, yeah, we'll just go for the Rienne. I like that. Here comes a Commander Sphere for the Drakuseth. They did get a Thought Vessel down last turn, by the way, and Solkanar got themselves a Signet while I was talking. And there's some Lightning Greaves for the Drakuseth. Alright, time to start getting worried about this Drakuseth. If we don't catch a land, we'll probably go for the Aura of Silence, make sure that we can blow up the boots and keep Drakuseth from just coughing out absurd amounts of mana rocks like they've already been doing. There's a Solemn Simulacrum. Well, maybe we should have played Aura of Silence this past turn because we would have slowed all that nonsense down. Opponent's going to get to search for land with the Solemn. Sure. And so you'll notice me bouncing around on camera. That's because I when I film, I try to stand. I do have a convertible stand-up desk thing, so I try to reduce the amount of sitting I do throughout the day just a little bit, because I do a lot of sitting. So anything I can do to sit just a little bit less is going to be good news. And Mowu lays down a Fire Shrieker, so yeah, probably on the Voltron plan. We caught that land. We have 2 green. Think that means we're going to be on the old Rishkar's expertise right here. We'll go down to 4. We'll yeah, I think it's Rishkar time. Everyone's tapped out, so I'm not expecting a lot of removal. And here we go. And I like this too because we'll be able to discard the Anger. The graveyard is obviously the place where we want Anger. So yeah. We get to cast a spell from our hand that is 5 mana or less. Gisella's cool, but I almost feel like it needs to be Aura of Silence just so opponent doesn't go Drakuseth Boots and start laying Dragonfire onto everything. So let's get the Aura of Silence. Somehow we missed lands in all those cards we draw. That was interesting. So was hoping to set up my land drop for next turn. Hopefully we catch one off the top, but we'll see what happens. Still at 8 cards in hand. I think we'll do some attacking. We'll attack Fish Said Fish. Drakuseth is both scary, and we can give him the old Welcome to Commander Replay. You've been attacked. Welcome to Commander Replay. And we will pass the turn like that. And so we go to our end step to discard, and we will discard the Anger like we talked about. We don't have a mountain yet, actually, so we do need to get a mountain into play at some point. Hopefully we can run into one of those. Whoop, that's a Krark Clan Ironworks. That is spicy. At least opponent had to pay 6 for it. That is a lot. So right now I'm having trouble figuring out exactly where to put my little picture window. Hopefully that's not causing too much of a problem for you guys. We'll get that straightened out as time goes on. Actually, what I should do is slide this up a bit because, yeah, my overlay will definitely interfere with what's going on right there. So, had not thought about that until just now. At least we're not too far into the video. Yeah, here comes a Rhystic Study. Opponent paid 5 for it. I like the way that sounds. Aura of Silence, so good. There's a lot of reasons to be running this in white. Now that you're looking at... Now that you have the possible combinations of Sun Titan, Ameria's Shepherd, and Cavalier of Dawn, that's a lot of ways to be able to recur this Aura of Silence, which means you can shoot things repeatedly, plus that stacks effect is so nasty when your opponents are trying to cast artifacts and enchantments. Here comes Mowu, a Loyal Champion. I don't think I can say Mowu. That one's hard to say. Yeah, opponent's got a commander into play. We get a Dawnbreak Reclaimer. Check opponent's graveyards for creatures real quick. No creatures in our opponent's graveyards, so that's not the most helpful. Somehow, wow, in 6 cards, we did not catch any lands. That's not amazing. So what I guess that means is Gisela. Not going to pay for the Rhystic Study. And we'll go for the Remorseful Cleric. Card that really starting to like. I've been running Tormod's Crypt a lot, and Tormod's Crypt on a creature is so good. A 2-mana creature at that. I noticed Angel of Finality is cool, but it's a little expensive at 4, and 4 tends to get pretty crowded. Remorseful Cleric at 2 is very, very good. Who's up next? I think we welcome Saruna to Commander Replay. So we'll swing their way for 5. And in we get. Down to 35 they go, and 5 commander damage. Now, a little bit nervous about the backswing on this Fire Shrieker. That could be a lot of damage. Here comes Drakuseth. Yup. So, oh man, opponent could shoot like all 3 of our creatures. It's not amazing. Chaotic says I shouldn't risk it. I was asking what they plan to target. Probably time to shoot the boots with this Aura of Silence. Yeah, opponent said they were going to burn 2 of our creatures. I don't think I like the way that sounds. So, yeah, we're going to shoot the boots, buy ourselves a turn. I assume that Solkanar is some kind of control deck that probably has a lot of answers. At least that's how I hope. Chaotix has their deck built, because that's how I would build that deck if I were going to build it. But we'll see what they've got going. They've been drawing cards pretty steadily with this Rhystic Study. They're up to 7, so hopefully a little bit of removal on the Drakuseth. We could Blasphemous Act, but I don't know. I don't want to do that just yet. If I see a little bit more from our opponents that makes me want to Blasphemous Act, then maybe, but I don't know. Opponent's going to exile 2 cards from our graveyard. I don't love that. We are a graveyard deck. We lose Rishkar's Expertise and Anger. That's not amazing, especially with this Seasons Past in our hand. I mean, I really wanted Anger to stay in the graveyard. That's not the best. Oh, hey now. All right. Chaotix just stole the old Drakuseth with a word of seizing. Spicy card doesn't show up enough. Gonna swing it our way. Cool. Yep, now we're probably gonna Blasphemous Act. Alright, so we're losing just like most of our stuff. Oh, actually, ooh, Rienne survives. Okay, that's good. This is commander damage, so... Oh, man. I think we block. Does not have trample? No trample. Gonna exile Chaotix Graveyard, since they exiled ours, or part of ours. Oh, Chaotix misclicked. He meant to kill Rienne. Yep. Okay, so we got to survive with some stuff. Here comes a Primal Command. Gonna put the Rhystic Study on top of its owner's library, and then the opponent's gonna search for a creature. Okay. Looks like the Mowu opponent accidentally targeted their land. Potentially they are new to Magic Online and had a little bit of a misclick right there. So Rhystic Study gets to stick around. What are we doing? We draw into this Sky Shroud Claim. We probably want to get that going. I mean, we're probably just going to have to get lit up by Drakuseth right here. 4 mana. Anything we can do with 4? Blasphemous Act would be 5. I guess we're paying for the Rhystic Study then. Let's get a Taiga and I guess a Cinderglade. Swing into the Drakuseth, and they will almost certainly swing back at us and blow up our stuff. A Chroma will be really, really good for the Drakuseth since it has Pro Red. They can't target it, and we can block it, plus the Vigilance, so we can attack as well. Do have 10 Commander on the Drakuseth. That's something to think about. I would like to see this Deadeye Tracker get blown up, though. We want our graveyard. Opponent's going to crack their Inventor's Fair. Okay. They get, ooh, Strionic Resonator. This is going to hurt. Opponent going on the attack into us. Yep. Here's a Drakuseth trigger. Okay, so they're hitting the tracker. That's good. They're going to get the second Drakuseth trigger with the Strionic Resonator. Our commander's definitely going to go down. We're taking a lot of damage. They decided to leave the Solemn Simulacrum, though. No blocks from us. We go down to 26. Whew. This thing does damage in a hurry. It really does. We're going to need to get that out of play. Opponent did sacrifice a Thought Vessel and an Inventor's Fair, so they won't be able to recast that easily if we blow it up. So I think that's going to be... we'll probably pay whatever we have to get to use this Blasphemous Act this turn and get rid of the Drakuseth, unless someone else does it for us. Ooh. I guess it doesn't hurt us that bad. Chaotix is going to play a main phase Cyclonic Rift. Okay. Opponent's going to crack their Commander Sphere. Interesting. Maybe the plan is just to use Ironworks to get that mana for Drakuseth back into play. Not really sure. And Chaotix is going to send the Solemn Simulacrum into the Drakuseth. Sure. Unfortunately, Deadeye Tracker isn't really a card that we can allow our opponent to get back with the Dawnbreak Reclaimer. So that'll probably keep me off of the Dawnbreak Reclaimer plan this turn. If we can, I'd like to get a Chroma, but I don't know if we have the mana for that. Here's a Forgotten Ancient. That one gets huge. Seems pretty good with Mowu. Pretty good card in general, really. Leave it out there for a couple turns, and it gets massive. Especially after the mass bounce, everyone's going to be trying to recast their stuff. Pretty good time for that. We draw a land. Play the land. I think we'll have exactly enough for a Chroma, so let's get a Chroma. It's going to trigger the Forgotten Ancient and the Rhystic Study. Yep. Soul Ring in. Get a Chroma. Rhystic Study and Forgotten Ancient will trigger once again. Swing into the Drakuseth. We hit for 6, and they go down to 25, and we'll pass the turn like that. Now, they've been missing land drops pretty regularly. It's turn 7, and they're on 5 lands. That hurts. They've sacrificed most of their artifacts. They've sacrificed a number of artifacts. One of them got bounced. I guess they played a land per turn, so they're 1 land behind now, but kind of hurting a little bit on the tempo blowouts right there. There's a Burnished Heart, and we can just keep swinging away at them while they slowly try to recast Drakuseth. Just going to play the Burnished Heart, crack the Burnished Heart, all in one swing. And, well, they've got the mana to recast Drakuseth. Let's see if they have enough to do it with haste. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. If they have a land in hand, they can recast it with haste. It's a thing to watch out for. We do have a Chroma. Chroma has Pro Red, and that is going to be huge against trying to fight this Drakuseth. There's a Vampiric Tutor for the Sulkanar opponent. Wonder what they're tutoring for. Hopefully they're not trying to steal our Chroma. Based on the fact that we've already seen a Word of Seizing, I'm wondering if this is a steal all of your stuff kind of deck. Ponder. Just keep ticking up this Forgotten Ancient. Everyone will just forget about it until it kills us all. That's usually what Forgotten Ancient does. Darksteel Ingot, more counters on the Ancient. And Diabolic Tutor. It's a lot of tutors in card draw. I don't know what he could be searching for at this point. Ooh. Whatever combo he's trying to assemble, he probably has most of. How can we disrupt that? He just tutored twice and pondered. I would not mind seeing a wheel effect to disrupt their hand. So, Saruna's turn. They can move the counters around Forgotten Ancient, but nothing to move them to currently. Yep, gonna recast their commander. And that's potentially pretty scary if they untap with Forgotten Ancient and move all the counters over to Mowu. I think the Double Strike equipment is back in their hand, so that's an issue as well. I'll be honest, we don't really have a lot of protection against that, but maybe they'll go after the Drakuseth. They're going to send Forgotten Ancient into the Drakuseth, and that's going to be 8 points of damage. That is pretty large. We draw... Ooh, Angelic Arbiter, huh? Yeah, that's a good card. We're probably going to have to go ahead and play that. Does Raya just get blasted? Raya gets stuff back, and getting stuff back is cool. Send a little message over to opponent, see if we can get them to agree to not attack us in exchange for not playing this Angelic Arbiter. Cool. So we're going to go for this Raya. Not going to pay for the Rhystic Study. Love to get the Aura of Silence back to shoot the Rhystic Study. And I think it's time we start attacking Chaotix. He has tutored a bunch and has drawn a lot of cards. It's pretty scary. Pretty scary. Opponent's going to recast their Strionic Resonator. Sure. Here comes a Volakut trigger. Let's see where this is going. Going to point it at Raya. That's not great. Going to Strionic Resonator that trigger. Cool. So Raya down. That makes me a little bit sad. Ooh, here comes a Reforge the Soul. All right. We're losing good stuff, though. Angel of Serenity and Dawnbreak Reclaimer and Seasons Past, actually, are all things that do Reanimator-y stuff. So, unless Chaotix has got a free counter, nope. That wheel resolves. Oh, we draw so many lands. Although we get Marshal's Anthem. Okay, we can make this work. Boots and Marshal's Anthem. And an Emeria. Okay. That's 3 planes. We have 3 planes in play currently, a 4th one, 5th one, and 6th one in hand. We'll take some time to get those in. We don't have Walking Atlas, but need to start setting up. If the game goes really long for some reason, then that Emeria should become pretty good. Yep, let's see what he's trying to tutor for. I see a Brass's Bounty, okay. See a Rite of Replication. There was a Time Spiral, 1,000-Year Storm, okay. Some kind of storm deck. Chaotix is going to tutor once again. Ooh, that's a Craterhoof Behemoth in Mowu's graveyard. They've also got a Hydra. The Hydra comes in with 4 counters on it. Whenever it attacks, double the number of counters on it. Mystical Tutor, more tutoring. Whew. It's going to go for the throat, the Forgotten Ancient, and that is one of the cards that they tutored for. Okay. So, Mowu not going to get the massive strike into Chaotix. We're going to cast the Soul Ring and trigger the Rhystic Study once again. There's actually some chance that we may need to cycle the Scatter Groves at some point, but we'll see what happens. This turn we're probably just going to tap out for the Marshal's Anthem. Oop, there's a doubling season. Yeah. There's a Rishkar Pima Renegade. Yep, we'll double up the number of counters with the doubling season. Yeah, doesn't seem terrible. Opponent going to swing into Chaotix. Yep, there's a 7/7 Trampler. Opponent's going to block, and Solemn Simulacrum will die. They'll get to draw another card. We draw another land. Was not looking for that. I feel like we needed to shuffle. We have found a giant pocket of lands. Play the Wooded Foothills, crack the Wooded Foothills. Let's get Plateau. Play Marshal's Anthem. We're going to kick it 3 times. Rhystic Study continuing to trigger. We're going to get Dawnbreak Reclaimer, Angelic Arbiter, and Raya Dawnbringer. And then send a Chroma into Chaotix. Chaotix takes it, goes down to 17, and we'll pass the turn like that. And we get our Dawnbreak Reclaimer end step trigger. Let's give opponent that Forgotten Ancient that we talked about. I know it's risky, but they've been helping us out by not attacking us, and I'm sure they want to get some damage going, and I want them to get some damage going on players that are not us. And I told them I wanted our Remorseful Cleric back, which they have given to us, and they've got their Forgotten Ancient, so even though the Angelic Arbiter is down, as long as people cast a few spells, they can move counters around in that Forgotten Ancient, they'll get doubled up, they won't even need to cast stuff on their turn. Yep, here comes a Blasphemous Act. Well, so much reanimating power going away. This makes me sad. So we're going to exile Chaotix Graveyard. And I'm pretty sure there's some important pieces in there that they were going to be needing. like most of their tutors, Thousand Year Storm and a few other things. Akroma's going to survive. That's good. At least get some damage going. So everything except Akroma going down, and we'll still have an Akroma. Pretty good magic card. That Pro Red is so useful. Here comes an extra planar lens. Do we have any mountains? We do not. And they have snow covered. There is a tectonic edge in play, so we're going to want to wait as long as possible before we actually drop down the Emeria. But we do also have to be a little bit nervous about more wheels out of the Grixis opponent. I guess also out of the Drakuseth opponent too. They've already played Reforge the Soul, but Wheel of Fortune's still a thing, I think, in both of their decks, potentially. So, I don't know, maybe we just got to run it down there and hope they don't shoot it. Our planes count as 4 currently. I didn't realize it tells us in hand. Oop, that's Mana Geyser. That's scary. Luckily, opponent used their Hammer Battlements already, so they shouldn't have haste unless they have something else in hand. That's a cool 24 red mana, so they could probably cast most of their hand right here if they want to. There's a Mind's Eye. That's a good one. Probably going to try to refill the hand a bit. Opponent gets a Buried Ruin into play. And he used the Buried Ruin. I did not see what they targeted, but I'm sure they're about to recast whatever they grabbed, so sure we'll be finding out soon. It's the Burnished Heart. Yep. Opponent looking for more lands. Yeah, did not ramp the best, but I am liking what I'm seeing out of their deck so far. So this was similar to the type of deck that I tried to build with Drakuseth, and it just was not panning out for me. I had tons of ramp and tons of card advantage, and just could not find anything. And I played 3 or 4 games with it so far, and it just hasn't gone well. So opponent going to crack the Burnished Heart on the spot. Still got 9 mana floating. Enough to get their commander. Get 2 Valakut triggers. Let's see where they want to point them. Pointing them... Ooh, a Valakut is colorless. So opponent wants to triple... They use the Strionic Resonator to triple Valakut our Akroma. That is not amazing. And going to lay down a Worn Power Stone. Sure. And they'll pass the turn like that. Mind's Eye trigger on Chaotix draw step. Another Tutor. Oh, man. Tutor with 16 cards in hand. This can't be good. It can't be good. I can't even imagine that he doesn't have the things he needs at this point. Goes down to 14. Closes the gap that we need to hit damage-wise just a little bit. Here comes a Ral Storm Conduit. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Yeah, it definitely looks like a Storm deck. Short on mana. They're going to need some kind of ritual effects if they really want to do a ton this turn. That's a Time Twister. That's probably actually a really good thing because we have, like, what, 5 lands in hand? It's not amazing. So we're going to get all this stuff back into our deck, hopefully draw into a better 7. And Drakuseth going to Chaos Warp the Ral. That's a good idea. We're going to get pinged with Ral. The good news is that we have exiled a large number of tutors from the Grixis opponent. Oh, our new hand is bad. Our new hand is so bad. Wow. Okay. It is somehow worse than our old hand. It is all lands and ramp. Just entirely lands and ramp. Probably going to have to cycle the Scattered Groves is the thing that we're going to have to do. We can at least pull more lands out of the deck with this Sky Shroud claim. We'll definitely need to do that. We still have Savannah in the deck. Stomping Ground should still be in there as well. Pull another land out with the Wood of... Well, that's a cool looking Sign in Blood. I haven't seen that one. But the good news is that Chaotix is down to 12, so it won't take that much. But they still do have a lot of cards in hand. Can do a lot of stuff. Here comes a Beast Within on the Heuristic Study. Finally, that Heuristic Study going down. I'm surprised that hasn't won the game for Chaotix already, because they've drawn so many cards. Sky Shroud claim for the Mowu opponent. Cultivate. Yep, just pull all the lands out of their deck. I get it. Now, we do need to be careful. They have a Craterhoof Behemoth in their deck. We saw it in their graveyard. That's the type of thing that can just kill us out of nowhere, and we may not be able to respond to it particularly well. So just something to bear in the back of our mind that if they start getting, especially like a go-wide kind of army, anything that starts to look really threatening, could be a big issue for us. We draw an Evolutionary Leap. That's not the worst thing that I've ever seen. It's not the best either, though. But from this position, we could potentially get our way into more creatures, which I do like. What are we doing right here? Let's start with the Sky Shroud claim. Looks like we have 4 or 5 basic planes left in the deck, which is good to know for in case we run into an Emeria Shepherd, although we don't have a graveyard anymore, so maybe not the most helpful. But let's get Canopy Vista and Temple Garden. We'll go untapped. So now our planes count is at 6, so that's actually pretty good. I'm going to play the Ancient Tomb. Cycle the Scattered Groves. It's a Boros Charm. I guess that's fine. That's really not what I was looking for. If we cast our commander, I mean, Drakuseth's going to be coming down with haste this turn. That's kind of an issue. Does have +1/+1, though. They'd have to Strionic Resonator it. Okay, that's something. So, recast Rienne. And I think we're going to see a big turn out of Drakuseth right here. They have doubled mana. There's a Volakut trigger. Volakut's going to be a headache. I wish we had more mana up. Oh, they're just going to shoot Chaotix in the face. All right. Cool. Down to 9 they go. It seems unlikely, but if we're able to untap with Rienne, even though we're not in, like, the best of positions, I feel okay. Especially with the evolutionary leap, we might try to get crazy with that. Opponent lays down a Bloodsworn Steward, and commander creatures they control get +2/+2 and have haste. That seems pretty good. Oh, and they've got Rogue's Passage. Oof. Yeah, maybe we should have took the Drakuseth opponent out when we had the chance. Probably a thing that we should have done. There's a Dragon's Horde. Here comes Drakuseth. It's going to have haste. Strionic Resonator is still up for our opponent. They'll get a counter on the Dragon's Horde. They can draw if they want to. Drakuseth is a 9/9. Opponent going to replay their Krark Clan Ironworks. And if they want to use the Strionic Resonator, they now have to sacrifice an artifact. They sacrifice the Dragon's Horde. They play a Dowsing Dagger. Okay. Someone's going to get some plants. It's going to be Mowu. Sacrifices the Worn Power Stone. Going to equip the Dowsing Dagger. Feel reasonably good that we're not going to get Strionic Resonator right here. Going to swing into Chaotix. This should be lethal. Going to get a Drakuseth trigger. Oh, nice. Doubling Season doubles up the number of plant tokens. Just noticed that. Going to put 4 damage onto Rienne, 3 onto us. Think opponent's thinking about whether to sacrifice. Yep, okay. They're going to sacrifice the Ironworks, probably double up the trigger right here. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great. Yep, there comes the Strionic Resonator trigger. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt a lot. Ooh, nice. Opponent's going to Berserk the Drakuseth. That'll double its damage, but it will also kill it at the end step. Now, there's still some issues. They can recast it with haste. We got to get rid of the mana doublers and things like that. Hour of Evolution would be a very good card. I don't know, maybe I should have just waited to recast our commander. Probably didn't make that much sense if we couldn't protect it with either of these two things. So Chaotix goes down, the Dowsing Dagger flips over. Here comes a Chandra Torch of Defiance, even better. Opponent's going to use the plus on Chandra. They exile an Hour of Devastation. No mana to cast it. We lose 2. Drakuseth's going to get destroyed, but opponent's still got that mana doubler, plus they've got the Lost Veil now. They've got a lot of mana production. There's a Rogue's Passage. It'd be good if they could, like, keep anything in play ever. Been a lot of board wipes this game. And the Time Twister really hurting our deck. Note that Time Twister is not Wheel of Fortune. That reshuffling ability is so much more powerful than what Wheel of Fortune does, because you shut off your opponent's graveyard decks, and if you were a combo deck, you get your pieces back into your deck. Time Twister, extremely powerful. So, like, if our graveyard didn't get shuffled back in, there's some hope that with Evolutionary Leap, we hit a Karmic Guide or an Emeria Shepherd, and then we just, like, daisy-chain a bunch of creatures back to play. But now that our graveyard's gone, that's not a possibility. I don't know what we could draw. We'd have to draw, like, a wheel or something like that to really kind of have much of a shot, I think. Like, we need multiple cards, I think, to solve this situation. Actually, well, Angelic Arbiter. Angelic Arbiter would be a single-card solution, but there are not a lot of single-card solutions to this problem, I don't think. Anyway, opponent recast Mowu, comes in with 8 counters on it. It's got 11 with trample, and they're going to cast a Loyal Guardian. Beginning of combat of your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Going to pump the team up. So if Drakuseth doesn't win, Mowu's knocking on the door now. And we are just so fantastically exposed. That's Sigarda Heron's Grace. Okay. Flying, you and humans you control have hexproof. Exile a card from our graveyard. Create a 1/1 human soldier token. Okay. Okay. So, how much is our commander to recast? A lot, probably, at this point. That's 9. I don't think we have that kind of mana. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be exactly enough for both, but we do need to leave up Boros Charm. Okay. Yep. So, cast Sigarda, and probably prefer not to use the Ancient Tomb right here. Then play Evolutionary Leap. Guess we'll play Sacred Foundry tapped. We'll sit on Boros Charm and Evolutionary Leap. Pass the turn. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. Oh, I didn't think about this. So we can use the exile ability right here. Exile a card from our graveyard, make a token. Then we can sacrifice that token to the evolutionary leap. That's pretty cool. One's going to plus with the Chandra. They hit a land. They're going to Valakut the Mowu in the face. They go down to 19. Here comes Drakuseth. Trample is a thing that we do not want to see right here. Opponent has Rogue's Passage still. Oh, here comes Rogue's Passage. Okay, this may take us out. But we're also less scary than Mowu. Mowu can kill them on the backswing. Oh, they're going to swing at Mowu. Nice. They're going to try to burn our Sigarda. They're going to Strionic Resonator on... They're going to Strionic Resonator and try to do it again. Nice, and we're hexproof, so they can't burn us with Drakuseth. I've been wanting to use Sigarda for a long time, and I'm really excited about this Evolutionary Leap ability right here. I don't want to show it to the Mowu opponent yet, because I don't want them to notice what we're up to until after they've attacked and done all that. Yeah, this one's coming down to the wire. It's going to be a little bit of a nail biter. So it is definitely Boros Charm time. We're gonna need to leave up some green mana where possible. So we're gonna Boros Charm and give ourselves indestructible. Looks like Drakuseth is probably gonna take care of this Loyal Guardian for us, so makes one less thing we have to worry about. Loyal Guardian down. Ooh, interesting. Opponent did not attack with this Bloodsworn Steward. Nothing else happens right here. Yeah, Mowu survives at 2. Uh-oh. Oh, we've got a situation now. I mean, Mowu probably has to kill Drakuseth because Drakuseth just untaps, recasts, and goes wild. Although, Mowu currently 2 power short of being lethal. 0 commander damage from Mowu on the Drakuseth, so they need to find 2 power somewhere. They could take us out at any point, which would be not amazing. We're gonna play a land. We've got 3 cards in hand. They've got Rogue's Passage. They've got Emergent Zone. Ooh, that's a Basilisk Collar. That might change things a bit. Basilisk Collar on the Mowu. Yeah, it's got Death Touch, Lifelink, Trample, and Vigilance. That's a lot of abilities. See where they want to point it. Gonna swing it into the Drakuseth. Okay. See if they have some weird instant speed pump shenanigans or something. Opponent gonna throw the Bloodsworn Steward in front, try to soak up a bit of that damage. Totally getting a little antsy. Waiting for all this to shake out. So Drakuseth down to 3. Mowu up to 17. We've got 5 commander damage on them. That's not really going to be an angle of attack at this moment. At the end step, we're going to start doing our Sigarda thing. Exile a card from our graveyard, so we're going to exile a card. We'll go for the Scatter Groves. We get ourselves a token. What does that token do for us in combat? That thing's got Death Touch and Trample, not much there. That sprays fire everywhere. Yeah, so I think we definitely sacrifice this into the Evolutionary Leap. Hope we hit something that matters. We hit the other Sigarda. Flying and hexproof spells and can't cause us to sacrifice. It's fine. It's fine. Needs haste to really be effective. Anger already down, which is not great. Boots are still in our deck somewhere. I've been thinking about whether to use Ancient Tomb right here, and I think I'm just going to do it. We're going to exile the Sky Shroud claim. I don't know that the difference between 7 and 9 is like super relevant to what's happening. Mowu can kill us in one shot. Drakuseth also kills us in one shot, essentially. Well, actually, I guess, well, maybe not. Maybe it was relevant. Because the Bloodsworn Steward is gone now. Ooh, we draw a Cultivate. That's not what we needed. Really not what we needed. Question is, how do we survive Rogue's Passage? Answer is, I don't know. Guess we sacrifice this human soldier. Does it matter? Does attacking with it matter? Like, there's some world in which we need to leave Drakuseth alive? No, because then they still just kill us. Nah, well, we've got Hexproof. Do have Hexproof. Yeah, sacrifice the token. See what we get. Come on, something useful. Angel of Finality, way late to the party. So incredibly late to the party. Drakuseth can make itself unblockable. If they attack us, we got a triangle. It's like a death triangle right here. This is tough. I guess, yeah, just start burning life. Angel of Finality, get that in. Exile Drakuseth's graveyard. Sacrifice this to the Evolutionary Leap. Come on, something that matters. Solemn Simulacrum. That's a card draw, is what that is. Play the Wooded Foothills. Crack the Wooded Foothills. Just pull a land out of our deck. Give ourselves the maximum opportunity to not draw a land. Let's get a Savannah. Let's play Solemn Simulacrum. Don't really know what we're looking for. We get another land, get a mountain, sacrifice the Solemn Simulacrum, draw with Solemn Simulacrum. Gisela. Gisela has lifelink. Could be relevant. Opponent's gonna draw some cards. Saphara Sky's Blade, huh? I guess we played Gisela, and then I think we just passed the buck. Actually, maybe not. We've got more time on that Chandra. Seems okay. I guess we swing into the Mowu. Someone's gonna use Emergence Zone. Bet this isn't gonna be terrible. Flash down a Beast Whisperer. Okay. Flash in a Colonian Hydra. Okay. Yep. They'll get to draw a card. Really would have preferred that they didn't get Basilisk Collar last turn. That lifelink doing quite a bit for them. Had they not had that, both opponents would have been in range of some of the tokens, I think. Opponent takes the hit, goes down to 12. Drakuseth can kill them if they attack and hit them with triggers. The question is, can they kill both of us? Oh, they might be able to. Oh, yeah, they might be able to with the Volacute trigger. Here's a Makokoro. Activate the Makokoro? Activate the Makokoro. I don't know if there's anything that, like, helps us right here, but it's worth a shot, right? Actually, we could... we draw Kodama's Reach. There was some chance that we could Swords on our own creature to survive. Definitely had to make that play before. Ooh, that's a Repercussion. Okay. We're probably going to lose. Drakuseth has the tools, I think. Yeah, now with Repercussion, they 100% do, because they just play that, shoot that, and then, yeah. So Drakuseth gonna get there. Yep, Rogue's Passage on the Drakuseth. We basically need opponent to make a mistake, although with Repercussion, I don't know, there isn't really a mistake they can make, right? They just burn out a bunch of these, and then that'd be the game. Well, they're not gonna attack us. We still have Hexproof. They can shoot our Angel, though, and that'll be lethal on us. Yep. Our Angel's... we can sacrifice our Angel. We can sacrifice our Angel. Turn off the auto yields. Turn off the auto yields. We might survive. We might survive. Because opponent probably thinks he's gonna get us. So Strionic Resonator. Okay. Would have left more mana open if I knew that was gonna... Well, I guess I didn't know Repercussion was coming down, so... Whew. Oh, we put 3. I think we're gonna survive at 1. I think we're gonna survive at 1. Sacrifice the Gisela. There's a Razia. I mean, at our low life total, that is not the worst thing I've ever seen. Also, it's got haste. Haste is cool. We survive at 1. We just gotta hope that the red player doesn't have any more direct damage available to them. Down goes the Mowu opponent. Ooh. Oh, we got a nail biter. We got a nail biter. Opponent's going to discard. Oh my. Are we gonna win this? Back to our turn. Mind's Eye trigger for our opponent. Oh, there's Boots. Opponent draw an additional card. Hope it's not direct damage. Opponent said he misclicked on his second Drakuseth trigger. That is a huge for us. Let's play Saphara. Saphara's got lifelink. Seems incredibly important right here. Get the Boots. Equip the Boots on Saphara. And the reason I'm doing that is in case of a Chaos Warp or something like that. And swing both into our opponent. Yes, we got there. We got there. Oh my, yeah, that was a big misplay from our opponent right at the end. Now, granted, it was a complicated situation, so you know I can't fault them at all for that. Opponent had Scrap Mastery. Yeah, bunch of lands. Wow, yeah. So that was a super complicated situation there at the end. They certainly could have got us if they hit our last creature with the 4 damage shot of burn. Then we would have died. 100%. So basically we were just able to take advantage of like a really complex board situation right there, and having instant speed sack outlets on your creatures really good. That was crazy. I'm glad I caught that trigger right at the last second because I almost forgot about it. That was a thing that we could do. Yeah, so this deck, I did make a couple small tweaks from the last time around, trimmed just a little bit of the fat on it, and it seems to be playing pretty good, because even in that game, we got tangled up with so much disruption, tons of board wipes, a couple of wheels, and we wheeled terribly. Got rid of our graveyard on one of them, and, you know, we are a graveyard deck, so that was all bad news, and, you know, still we were able to just kind of keep doing something. I really like that Sigarda interaction with Evolutionary Leap. That was pretty cool, and that was definitely helpful. And Evolutionary Leap, just preventing that last Repercussion trigger, was pretty big. Could have played a little bit better in the mid-turns. Probably should have just not cast our commander that one turn, and made sure we were able to get Boros Charm. to protect our commander, because that would have been pretty big for us. But yeah, I like the deck. It can do some really cool stuff. We'll see. I may switch my Angel deck over to this for a short period of time. I do have a Survival of the Fittest in my collection, so that's usually one of the harder pieces to get. Would need to... I don't think I have a Greater Good anymore. Some of the other pieces, as far as I know, aren't too bad. Don't think I have a Worldly Tutor. That might be one that I have to pick up too. But I guess it's the mana base. The mana base is probably a headache, but... you know, there aren't a ton of green cards in here, but the ones that are in here are very impactful. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll switch over to this for a little while just to kind of shake things up, because I have been playing the Boros Reanimator for a very long time. But, yeah, super cool that we got to walk away with a win there. I was going to be so disappointed if we go 2 losses in a row, especially after some of the upgrades that I made. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.